As always, we will be sending to our group here after the call is done. So we'll go ahead and get started. Call is being recorded. And today we are going to go over a couple different items. One is the launch of Updater, which we're very excited about. We've been working on this for the last couple months. It is finally here, so we're excited to get it out to everybody. Sarah and our support team are going to talk about how to utilize the system, how to log into your account, how to make sure that you are utilizing and talking to your, they'll go over kind of the nuts and bolts of the utilization of it. I'll talk more about the scripting behind it and how you talk to your current and future buyers about it. And then also how you talk to your database about it. Because I think this is going to be a huge referral opportunity for us to be able to utilize this system for a multitude of reasons. So we'll get into that. The second half of today's call is going to be on our Realtor Coaching Workshop Series. And so, I've been doing this coaching workshop series now for 3 years. And we've seen incredible results in helping the real estate community really up-level their capability in 7 different unique areas. All of it happens to encompass the art of homeownership in some form or another. So I want to make sure you guys know where that is on the e-learning platform. I want to make sure you know how to utilize it. So whether you're a real estate professional on the call or whether you are a mortgage professional on the call, you should get a ton out of that section. So without further ado, we will let Sarah and our Art of Homeownership support team start chatting about Updater. Team, you guys.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Can you guys hear me?
All good.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and walk you guys through what your dashboard looks like and then what your client's dashboard will look like. So today we're gonna send out your guys' invitations for you guys to get access to your dashboard. You'll just get a simple invitation email from Updater to claim your account and create your password. And then you'll come into your dashboard here where we'll have all of your branding and profile information set up. But if you wanted to take a look at it, you can just go to those tabs and see if you want to change your title, add in any information that we might not have for you. Again, we're importing all this for you, but you can go in and update it if you want to. There's also the option to create your own message to send out to your clients. There's a template in here that you can use, or if you'd like, you can always edit that and personalize it as well. Once you are ready to invite your clients to the platform, Updater recommends that you invite them about 3 to 4 weeks before they plan on moving. So just keep that in mind as you're getting close to closing your transactions. That's when you'll want to send out the invites. And
Hey,
there
Sarah.
is the option. Yeah.
Sorry to jump in real quick. I think there may be some people on this that aren't fully familiar with what exactly Updater is. So maybe I'll talk about that real quick, and then you can kind of get into the nuts and bolts of this. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so for any of you on the call who aren't 100% certain with what Updater is, it's basically a relocation technology that helps anybody, whether someone's moving from a rental to a rental, to a home that they rent, to a home that they own, to second home, vacation property, investment property, whatever the case may be. They can utilize this technology to help them with the entire transition, right? So anytime one of your current clients are thinking of moving, or anyone in their family or friends are thinking of moving, they can utilize the software. And effectively what it is it's a platform that will be co-branded with you and your real estate agent. And the platform will help them do everything under one location, right? So they can set up their, schedule moving companies and pick the right moving company based upon their reviews and their costs, right? They can actually put in what they're going to move and get quotes there. They can set up TV and internet and cable or phone bill or phone information. They can forward their mail as opposed to having to go to the post office. They can set up their utilities, their water, electricity, power, all that fun stuff. They can even change all their newspaper subscriptions, any banking information they have. They can send out the fact that they've moved on social media. So you will all have this updated on your Art of Homeownership, on your personal Art of Homeownership website. Sarah will probably talk more about the timing on that. But we've done a video that explains Updater to the consumer at a high level. It'll help you understand it as well. So at this point, whenever one of your clients goes into contract, if you're the mortgage lender on the file, you're going to start this process for you and your agent partner. If you're a realtor on the platform and someone goes into contract and they don't happen to be using your Art of Homeownership partner. Obviously the goal is that your loan officer had an opportunity to help them, but if they didn't, you want to make sure that you're going in and triggering the updater account to start. So Sarah's going to walk you through how to do that process. So when someone is moving, one of your clients, or when she's done, I'll talk about the referability capability of it. But when that happens, you want to immediately get updater started, because as she said, you want 3 to 4 weeks out, because that's the prep time, and that's all the stuff that you have to do to move, which is why moving is one of the most stressful activities that are known to man, have to happen in a matter of weeks to really happen on time. And so if you don't do this, if your client knows that this is something you offer, and you offer it to them a week before closing because you forgot, they probably wouldn't be too happy about it. So either offer to them early or don't offer it at all, because offering it to them last minute is not going to be helpful. So that being said, before Sarah gets into how to use it, are there any questions on Updater, how to use it, what it does, any of that fun stuff? Feel free to just unmute yourself and ask the question. Probably easier than the chat box. Otherwise, you can use the chat box as well.
Hey Ryan, when you guys mention it to clients, like, can you just explain how you guys articulate to new clients or prospects or people that are just went into contract?
Yeah, 100%. So when we initially meet with someone in the consultation, I'd say I'm going to present to them this as a part of our Art of Homeownership process, right? And so I'd say one thing we're going to help you with is the transition from moving from one home to the next. Now, Darren, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a lot of stuff you have to do to have a successful move. And we want to make sure it's as stress-free as possible. It's going to save you time, and it's going to save you quite a bit of money. So when you do go into contract, we're going to want you to come back in for a contract meeting. And in that contract meeting, we're going to talk about all the things we normally go over, which for those of you who don't know, the contract meeting process is all on the e-learning platform. And a part of that contract meeting is going to be starting your updater technology, which is going to help you with everything you need to move. Now, you don't have to use it, but our clients love it, and we'd highly recommend it, because everything you're going to need from a moving perspective will be done there for you. There's a concierge team that can help with all that. You'll just save a lot of time, energy, and money. And again, I think you'll love it. You don't have to use it, but all of our clients enjoy it. And so we think you'll enjoy it as well. And it'll all happen right through there. And if you want, you can even give them a kind of a snapshot or a walkthrough of what that looks like. Right? You can even show them something like this. And we'll include the updater deck to present to the consumer in the e-learning platform. So you guys will all have access to be able to show that deck to your clientele when you're talking about how you're going to help them. And then when they do go into contract, you take the steps that Sarah's about to show you.
Ryan, this is GP here in Dallas. I had a quick question too.
Yeah, buddy, what's up?
What if we're already, like, let's say, using a service kind of like this? Is there a way? Is this more like a tracking, or is this like a service, the updater, that we have to start switch over to? I guess is what I'm asking.
If you're already using a service like this, then you don't need to use this at all, right? You can just, because on your website it's just going to say relocation technology, right? So you can use whatever system you're using now. You could obviously try this one and see how it compares to what you're using. I know there are a few other ones from our research. This seems to be the most comprehensive and the most highest customer satisfaction type service that we found. But again, this is another tool that you guys can use. If you're already using something like it, feel free to stick with that, because we're just going to build it into your platform one way or another. Any other questions? And again, when Sarah goes through this, you may open up more questions, and I'll kind of wrap a bow around it at the end. So Sarah, why don't you?
Ryan?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Hey, it's Marty.
Marty.
Quick question. So really this is for, any clients moving. Doesn't matter if it's the same city or out of state, correct?
Correct.
And I'm sure Sarah's going to go through all the details of how it all works, but I would imagine, like GP was saying, if you have an other service that you're already using, because we're trying to, and tell me if I'm wrong, because we're trying to really launch and brand the Art of Homeownership portal, with our clients and trying to keep them engaged with us. I would imagine the more kind of, I guess, bells and whistles that we can provide in one place would maybe be simpler for the client versus maybe another kind of relocation service or help with move service. Would you say that's correct based on knowing what, the details about this program?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, anytime you can keep anything in one system or platform, I think it becomes less fragmented, becomes more systematized, and it just becomes easier to scale, right? Like, because everything's kind of contained under one umbrella. It really just depends on your level of comfort, right? And so if any one of you are already using some relocation technology service, you're welcome to continue it, but you may want to take a look at this and see if it would just be, first of all, I don't know how much you're paying for the other relocation service or technology and like what it costs you, but this is already cost you're already paying, so you could just save you some money on the other relocation service you're using. So again, it's you're not paying any more for this service. We just added it to the existing platform. So cost, you could save some money. I think time and energy wise, you'll stay contained in one area. And I think the consumers will see it all under one umbrella and be much more pleased with the high level of value that you're offering. But everybody's going to be individual on how they approach it. But we just want to roll it out because I would assume most people aren't using a relocation technology service. So for the people that aren't, this will be awesome. For the people that are, you can pick and choose which direction you want to go.
Okay, one more question though.
Yeah.
So in their, House Happy portal, can we choose whether the updater, information is included there or not based on?
No, the two aren't going to intertwine.
They're not. Okay.
No, yeah. So House Happy is strictly used for home concierge. It's strictly used for home maintenance, upkeep. They do have a moving component piece, but it's nowhere near as robust as this. So
Okay.
we wanted to include this into it. And so, and one thing to know is that the consumer doesn't have a Art of Homeownership portal that they log into, at least not currently. That's something that we are definitely working on, but they don't currently have like one portal that they go in to access all these things.
Right.
That's something that we will develop, but as of right now,
Okay.
we just put them on the services and they just get them, right? And they don't even actually have to log in anything. They don't have to go anywhere. The services just happen. They get the emails. They can do what they need to do. So if we ever had to rely on the consumer to log into something proactively, we'd have less impact, right? So we want to do it for them without them having to proactively do anything.
Got it. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Of course. All right, Sarah, take it away.
It's Vito Ropo. Is this
service
available everywhere in the U.S. then, the updater?
What is that?
Is the service available everywhere?
For Updater, yes.
Okay.
All right, so going back to where we were at before, like I said, this is your guys' dashboard that you'll be getting access to today. We'll be sending out your invitation. So you'll just claim your account, create your password. You'll come in here. You can review your branding to see if you want to edit anything, but we will have that imported for you. And then once you are ready to invite somebody to the platform, it's very simple. All you have to do is click on send invite, and then you'll fill out their information. So first name, last name, email address. If you want to add a spouse or co-borrower, you have the option to do that as well. And then you just put in the address that they're moving from and the address that they're moving to. If you only know one of those, that's fine. And they'll also have the option to update it once they get access to their account. But you just want to make sure to fill out at least one of these so that it sends over correctly. And then you'll put in their estimated moving date. And then you can choose if you want to send the invitation right now or later. You can schedule it to go out if you know a better time. And then, like I said, it'll have a message pre-populated here for you, and you have the option to customize it if you want to add some sort of personalized message there. And then at the bottom here, this is where you have the opportunity to add the co-branding. So it's really simple. All you have to do is click add an agent, and this works for realtors and loan officers. Their verbiage speaks directly to real estate agents, but it does the same thing for loan officers and realtors. So all you have to do here is fill out their first name, last name, email address, brokerage, and include their headshot. And if you guys have any trouble with this or want help setting it up, you can reach out to us through the support email, and we're happy to bring up your account with you and walk you through it. But for loan officers, you guys have the ability to add in as many agents as you want to. And then for all of the real estate agents coming on, we'll just have you guys add your Art of Homeownership mortgage professional here. And then all you do is click send, and they'll get their email pretty quickly after that. And it'll just prompt them to log into their account, confirm their information. And then from there, they'll be able to start using the services. So their dashboard looks like this. As you can see at the top, it'll have your branding right here. It'll have your name. You can put your professional title and then any of your social media links or website, which, like I said, we'll have those imported for you, so it'll be fully set up. And then if you're co-branding with someone, their information will show up here. And then this section just gives them information on when their move date is, how far away it is, what percentage of their to-do list they have completed, and then just kind of where they're at in the process. And then down here, this is where it shows all of the different items that they can do to prepare for their move. And it starts with the most time-sensitive items. So things like setting up their TV and internet, forwarding their email, securing their insurance. And then there's also the opportunity for them to get some discounts for items to help them with their moving. And this is solely through Updater, and they have some pretty good discounts with pretty big brand names. So you guys can check that out too. And as you go down, there's just all of the different options for them to get ready for their move. We're going to go ahead and send out a tutorial video after this in our webinar recap as well that will walk through each one of these services in more detail. So I would definitely recommend checking that out just to familiarize your guys' self with how each step works, so that when you're having these conversations, you're able to talk to them about it. But yeah, that's basically just an overview of how the platform works, and it's pretty simple. Like I said, you guys will get access to your accounts today. You can confirm your information and then start sending out your invites to your clients.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. Anybody have questions on the strategy behind or the tactical aspect of how to utilize it at the moment?
Hey, this is Pinky. I do have a question. So are they actually, like, this service is, like, if they do that setup TV, internet, update driver's license, like, what extent does this service actually do the work for them? I mean, I would guess you actually have to go to the DMV or whatever the driver's office is to get the driver's license updated. Like, what extent of work is actually done by the service?
Sarah, do you want to take that? Or do you want me to?
Yeah, so each one's a little bit different. A lot of them, Updater does do it completely. Ryan, I'm not sure if you know a little bit more about the specifics there.
Yeah, I'll jump into it. So let me share my screen. This. Okay. All right, so for example, hooking up TV and internet. So this is kind of can everybody see my screen here? Everyone good? Okay. So in this case, then when they're looking for internet, TV, phone, right, they click that button. It shows them 13 different packages in the area. They can select one. They can go in and kind of customize it. So they can do this, you know, right through the application. So it doesn't need to, there's not a lot of personal involvement on that, right? It's just really done through the technology. When it comes to finding and reserving a moving company, I don't know how well you can see this, but you can see different customer service scores. They can put in all their information here on what they're moving, how much they're moving, how many boxes, you know, beds, all that fun stuff. And then it will give them a cost estimate from different movers in the area. So they can go ahead and schedule their move and add items and do everything they need to do right here. So again, not a lot of personal involvement there, but the Updater team is available to help them if they need help. Same thing from an insurance perspective, right? So they can get home, auto, umbrella. They can get quotes for their insurance right through here. Now, if you guys have insurance companies that you refer to, or insurance companies that you have an ownership interest in or a part of, you can put that as like your only insurance company in there, right? So they can, or put 2 insurance people in there, right? So you can really handle that insurance piece of it for them, and they would be able to get their insurance right through that. Now, again, they could always shop for it on their own, but this is a one place that they can get it. So all of it would happen right through that. In terms of forwarding mail, this is just, they have a link with the USPS, right? And so they can actually file the official form. They don't actually have to go to the post office. No fees required. Most people do that. Right? Most people go to the form. They have to go online. They have to find the form. They have to do all that stuff. It all happens right through here. Again, not a lot of personal involvement. In terms of utilities, so they get their utility providers in their area. You know, most of the time there's one or two different power companies they could pick from, you know, gas, all that stuff. So there's not a ton of them because it's usually just who the provider is in that neighborhood or that area. So they can get help with all that right here. And again, they can always, you know, contact Updater or the utility companies through there if they needed to. The discounts happen right through there. This is all kind of preset. In terms of updating their accounts, their magazine subscriptions, newspaper subscriptions, bank information, loyalty programs, schools and alumni associations, all that fun stuff. The one thing I don't know is the driver's license piece. That's the first time I saw that. I don't know if they recently added that or not. And so we'll get more clarity on it. And when we upload the Updater tutorial video, we'll have the Updater team, like somebody actually from Updater, helping us with that. So she'll be available to help that with us later this week, so we can get all those questions answered. And as we roll it out, just keep asking questions. You know, keep letting us know what your feedback is, and we'll make sure everybody has that information. But hopefully that answers your question, Pinky. The majority of it is through the technology. Some of it may be the Updater team helping. Some of it may just be saying, okay, here's what you need to do. And then, you know, maybe they need to go to the DMV for that. Maybe they could just send in a document updating their address. And I think every state is going to be a little bit different there.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. What other questions do you guys have before I jump into the usage of this? Okay. So in terms of how to utilize this at the highest level, you know, when I was initially kind of vetting the company out, I'm just thinking of, you know, the multitude of ways in which this can grow your business, right? Because everybody moves, right? The question is, are they moving from rental to rental? Are they moving from, you know, into something they bought? Are they downsizing? Did they buy a second home they're moving some stuff into, right? Like everybody has a need for this account, you know, pretty consistently, right? And so if one client has a good experience with it, you know, the easiest thing to say is, hey, do you know anyone else who may be moving in the next year to 2 years that you think would also benefit from utilizing this platform? And also they get all the other 5 services as well, right? So this is something that your clients should refer to other people who will be moving, but they can only access it if they connect with you, right? And they can only access the other things, obviously the other 5 capabilities, if they connect with you. So it's a really great way to offer a unique and valuable service to somebody in advance of the transaction, and ultimately, ideally, earn the transaction there as well. See, we have a question here. Let me pull up the chat box. Don't know where the chat box went. Let me stop share real quick here. We have a question here. Any cap on client additions monthly or yearly for the included price we were getting? Sarah, I'm not aware of a cap on number of clients. Are you?
No, there's no cap for Updater.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, good question. So another thing, another obviously great way to use this is, you know, in talking to your real estate partners or any partner for that matter, right? But, you know, being able to have this co-branded with the real estate professional and have them being able to offer it to people as well is a huge value add. So, you know, this will be another thing that you'll want to talk about in your presentation to your real estate partners in your market as to, you know, yet another reason why they should be on the platform. I just got done talking to one of our real estate partners about it, letting them know that we've just added it to the Art of Homeownership. He's already an Art of Homeownership member. And he's, you know, really excited that we just added this. His whole team's excited to go talk to their clients about it and getting them starting to use it. Anytime we can add additional value to the life of our client, it's always a win, right? And so everybody in our industry knows it, real estate agents and mortgage lenders combined. So being able to get out to the market and talk to people about this is just one of the many ways in which we add significant value is going to be really helpful. So before I jump into the next topic, what else? What do we see? We have a question here. Curious if there's a quantifiable amount of money saved and amount of hours saved. So per their analysis, they said over 5 hours of time saved and over hundreds of dollars. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they can absolutely quantify it because everybody's going to be different, right? I mean, if somebody wanted to move themselves, then it wouldn't save them any money, but it would save them a ton of time, right? So if somebody wanted to, hire somebody to do all this for them, they may pay a lot more money, but it would save them time. So it's hard to say, but the way that we position it and the way it will be positioned on your website in the video is that it saves them, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. It saves them hours and hours of time, and it saves them an unimaginable amount of energy, right? And it obviously reduces stress. I think you guys will like the video that we did around it that will be on your sites. But I did a lot of research around moving and the stress it causes and the energy, and I was really shocked to find that moving creates a similar amount of stress as a loss of a loved one, which is insane, right? But when I really dug into the emotional aspect of it, combined with the sheer amount of stuff you have to remember to do and think through and time and association, it's a lot, right? And so if we can help somebody with this in a big way, not only now, but forever, right? They'll never have to move again without appropriate help. And none of their families or friends will either. It's a big win, right? So we're excited to add it to the platform as yet another valuable tool that we can add to our clients. Any other questions? Feel free to type in the chat box, unmute yourself.